What is up? George here. So I've been asked by many different people many times if they should drop out of college or if they should skip college. And what I want to help you understand in this video is if college is right for you. Now there's a few different things that I'm going to bring up, a few different ways for you to understand and really assess if college is right for you. But understand what it ultimately comes down to is you. And I'm going to kind of help you, guide you, answer these questions for yourself. Also take into account that I dropped out of college after 2 years. So this is the perspective of someone who dropped out of college and started successful businesses. There are a few different reasons, really three main reasons why I decided to drop out of college. One, because I was always entrepreneurial. From third grade until throughout high school, throughout all my years up until now, I was always entrepreneurial. I always started my own businesses and I always knew I wanted to create my own businesses. Two, when I was going throughout college, I realized that things that I was learning were not serving me at all. For example, oceanography. Why was I studying oceanography? Because I was forced to through the school system. And number three is because I was able to look at exactly how much time and how much money I was spending and realize it was not worth it. It was not worth just to stay in the system because everyone else was doing it. You see, the biggest things I got out of college was I was able to get the partying out of my system. Even though that sounds funny, that sounds ridiculous, I was able to get the partying out of my system. Freshman year, I would party all the time. I would hang out, do this, do that, have no worries in the world, no cares in the world. And that really got out of my system because now I'm not looking to drink anymore. I'm not looking to party anymore because I was able to get that out my freshman year of college. And two, I learned how to become independent, right? I learned how to cook, do my own laundry, take care of myself. I learned how to live on my own and become my own person as opposed to just relying on my parents. Now, is that worth $60,000 for 2 years? You be the judge of that. And this is what it comes down to. And this is what you're going to have to evaluate for yourself and really understand and really think about. Is the money worth it? Is the time worth it? Are you going to school for the wrong reasons? Now, if you understand, if you know exactly what you want to do and it involves college, if you're going to get a full ride degree and you know what you want to do and it involves college, do it. Don't even double think it. If you know you want to be a lawyer, you're going to get a full ride because you have amazing grades, go and do it. If you know you want to be in the NFL and you're getting an amazing full ride scholarship for sports, go ahead, do it. But don't go to college because everyone else is going to college. Don't go to college because it's the right thing to do. Don't go to college because you're going to be frowned upon if you don't. You see, college nowadays is like the churches were back in the day. I forget exactly what period it was, but it was, if you don't go to church, you're going to burn in hell. And that was the belief of everyone. So everyone went to church, go to church, go to church, go to church. Nowadays it's if you don't go to college, you can't succeed in life, which is completely untrue, but this has been programmed in our brain so everyone goes to college immediately. If you don't go to college, your aunts, your grandparents are going, oh my God, you're going to be so unsuccessful. That's not true. There are many, many, many people that have extreme levels of success that either one, didn't go to college or dropped out of college. Now that's not the reason to go because there are also not to go or to go because there are also people who went to college and are extremely successful. So there's both ends of the spectrum. Again, it comes down to you. It doesn't come down to what other people have done. It doesn't come down to others that have succeeded and went to college or others who've succeeded who didn't go to college. You need to understand if it's right for you. Now, what I believe everyone should do out of high school, what I believe everyone should take the time to do is really get clear on what interests you. Right? So what is the downside of you taking a year off and getting clear on this? What is the downside of you taking a year off and getting a job and just really understanding who you are? Right? What is the downside of this? When you get out of high school or even when you're in high school, the sooner you can do this, the better. Get clear on what interests you. Make a list. What is it that interests me? Okay? Get clear on that. Find a job or a business that you can work for that actually does that. Whether you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to start your own business in a specific niche, work for a business, right? Whether you want to be an employee and you just want to, a position that you want to do that interests you, go do that for a company. Even if you have to start at an entry-level job, get started there, okay? So one, get clear on what you want to do. Two, find that job, find that business that does it and start working in that business, even if it's entry-level. And three, this is the biggest step here. Use your youth, use your pleasing personality, use your innocence to get a mentor in that business. So let's say they're going to start you off as an assistant, running back and forth, just doing tedious tasks. If there's someone in that business, well, there will be, that is in the position that you want, Start talking to them. Say you want to learn from them. Say you really want to gain the knowledge and the wisdom that they have. Say you know they know what they're doing. Really boost them up a little bit, and they'll want to help you. Even go to the owner of that business and talk to him and say you want to learn, you're driven, you want to work in this business because you want to understand what it is that you want to do. They'll want to help you. So 3, get that mentor in that business. Spend a year doing this. What's the downside of this? Absolutely nothing at all. Spend the year doing this. And if your parents are those type of parents that want to force you to go to college, you need to go to school, I'm going to kick you out, then compromise with them and take a few classes at the community college, right? Take 2 classes at community college. Take 1 class at community college, but take a class that's going to benefit you, not oceanography like I was forced to take. And just go to a couple classes, but also go through this job. And if you're going through this job and a couple months go by, let's say that year goes by and it doesn't interest you, or a couple months go by and you say, okay, this doesn't interest me, go to the next one. Okay, what else interests me? What else am I very interested in? Go to that. You see, this is going to be a lot more beneficial than going right into school. Because the school system, from when we're in preschool to when we graduate college, this is what happens. We go from one grade to the next, one grade to the next, one grade to the next. We're bored throughout the whole entire time. We're learning things here and there. We're just going through the steps, going through the motions. We then realize, we look back and we graduated college. College is done. Wow, we just graduated. Holy crap, that time went by fast. Now we're in debt over our heads and we have to get into a job because we're forced to, because we have to pay these bills now. Then you end up getting into a job that you don't desire and you just go through the motions. This is why it is extremely important for you to get clear on what interests you. Not what you desire, not what you're going to spend the rest of your life around. Just sit down and say, what interests me? And get a job doing this. The knowledge that you're going to gain, the wisdom that you're going to gain from doing this direct job is going to be so much more beneficial than anything else. And the amount of money that you can make, than this, than that. And it's going to pay off so much in the long run. So if you can do that, if you don't want to go to college, if you're not clear on exactly what you want and it doesn't involve college, get clear on what it is that you want. That's the #1 step, whether you go or you don't go. And start working in a job. Find that job, start working in it, even at the entry level. And get the experience, gain the wisdom, talk to people who are on the higher levels, talk to the owners, talk to the bosses, talk to the managers, get mentored by them and work through them, work with them. Gain their wisdom, and you will realize that your level of success goes from here to here. Your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding goes from here to here. And when you can spend 4 years in college partying, drinking, doing this, doing that, getting a college degree, you can also get out of college after those 4 years and have nothing, right? Have nothing. Okay, that sucked. I'm bored. I'm not going to do this job. This was ridiculous. And you just have a ton of debt. Or if you work for those 4 years, where could you be? If you start your business and you grow that in those 4 years, where could you be? Get the belief out of your head that you have to go to college to make money, that you have to go to college to succeed, that you have to go to college. Because that may be a belief in your mind. Get that out of your mind. Understand that you don't have to do anything. Understand that you can be extremely successful without college. The most successful people that I personally know didn't go to college. Or definitely didn't use what they learned in college towards their success, towards their benefit. Going to college doesn't mean don't learn. Always be learning. Learn the craft that it is that you desire. Learn what interests you. Study it, study it, study it. Teach yourself. I learned more when I dropped out of college in a month than I learned throughout all 2 years of college. So study, learn, understand, get clear on what you want, and go get it. The world is yours. All the opportunities are waiting for you. And you don't need to spend 4 years in college and all of that money, hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, to try to figure out what it is that you want, or to have that paper to impress everyone. You don't need that. Get clear on what you want and go make it happen, because the world is yours. It's all waiting for you. Click that subscribe button. Comment below if you have any questions, if you need anything answered, what else it is that you want me to answer, and live your greatest life. All right, I'm out.